Hi, for this week's Canva quick tip, I want to look at apps again, which I haven't looked at for a few months. Let me go over to my Canva screen and we'll take a look. I'm just going to start with a few simple Canva apps. Loads of new apps, obviously a lot linked around AI, have been added. Let's scroll down to apps in the sidebar on the left-hand side, click on apps to get to the Canva App Store. And here you'll see lots and lots of new ones, all worthwhile taking a look at. A lot of these I've covered before, but some, as I said, are completely new. I'm going to look at just two simple apps which can lift your design. The first one's going to be Leaf from Flowers, and the next one will be Doodles. Let's start with Leaf from Flowers. And I'm going to use it in a new design. And I'm going to open a presentation. And you can see it's very simple. You have a choice of flowers, blobs, which I find are quite fun. I use them quite often on my YouTube thumbnails just to lift them. And also glows. I could, of course, search for all these under elements, but sometimes when you put this information, you're not quite sure what to call them. I thought this was an easy way to find what I'm looking for. I'm just going to experiment with a couple to show you. And let's start with this one. As you can see, it adds it immediately to my library. And then you have the option of changing the colors, which is the great thing you can do with most of the graphics in Canva now, including some of our own Beyond Graphic Designer graphics. Let's click on the color. And because I have a color palette here, I can just decide what I want to change it to. The darker color is that one. And let's go to use this purple. Actually, I quite like that with the pink. It looks rather nice. But let's do something more. I'm going to put it with my green. And that's this nice color effect. Let's go down. I'll now have the app down on my left-hand column. And I'm going to do a blob, or a couple of blobs maybe. Let's do this one and that one. Take them off each other. And you can see how easy they are just to use and add. And again, it's now gone into my media library. And I can just change the color again. Let's change one to this one. And this to that. Although you do need a pro account to have a full color palette. On a free account, you can only have 2 or 3 colors, I think it is. But having that ability makes it so much easier. Let's go back down. Now, and we're going to look at the glows. Okay, these are really simple. Let's put some diamond ones in. And I'm going to change the colors of all these. Or you might want to stay in gold. But I put mine in the bright green. And I'm going to duplicate it a couple of times. Change the size. I can change the angle. And basically play with it as much as I want. The other one I want to show you, you can use the same way. I'll go to apps down on the left-hand side, which is the other way to find apps if you're not going for your home page. And it was called Doodles, I think. And this is the one. These I use a lot, again, particularly on my YouTube thumbnails. And they're absolutely great. These are the kind of things that you want to add in just to give things a little more character and a little more fun. But they were always very difficult to find in elements. It's picked up one of my brand colors, which is great. And I can just add whatever I want now. The black does disappear. These are fantastic for adding emphasis to different areas, pointing something out, or just making your designs look a bit more quirky. I mean, this makes it look like hand-drawn, which is really nice. I love these. While they're simple, they are great fun. Have a play with these. They're really easy effects to do. These are fun, easy to use, and because they're in one place, now easy to find. I hope that helps, and if you found this video useful, then please do subscribe below, and I'll see you next week.